assuming that there are 10 are 1 out of 10 to the 138.
Yes.
And you said there are 10 to the 70 atoms in the universe.
Right.
Does that mean that there aren't enough atoms for this to work itself out? Like, you remember
Yes.
people said that there are like multiple universes?
Right.
You
Exactly.
run out of puzzle pieces.
Right. You've run out of puzzle pieces to make the puzzle that you want to make.
Okay.
And they're saying, how could you possibly like have all this, like to say like we can make another universe with all the constants that we have, and yet not have enough puzzle pieces to do it. That's exactly right. You got it.
Yeah, so you said like assuming 10 to the 11
Not well. That's the best estimates that the best minds can give.
Okay, so that's the thing.
That's what science says. Science says, according to how they've been kind of measuring out the galaxy and the universe, they have about 10 to the 22. Because remember, a lot of this stuff they also get to know from like radiation off the planets and all of those stuff. Yes.
So you said that the ring around Jupiter matches like all the
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
What is it like the medium?
Totally. Absolutely.
What is it made of?
Well, it's actually made out of a lot of that stuff too.
Really?
Yeah, it's like made, like for example, I think yeah, the ring itself is made out of like tons of different things, like sorry. Yeah, it's massive too. Like there's several. What's really cool about it, it's like it's not just one big mass. Like it's several different rings because you have Saturn's rings. But Jupiter's rings are a little more thick. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wish I could show you guys. Maybe next time I'll do a PowerPoint. Bring my PowerPoint back. Yes.
Rotating all those asteroids and stuff, like it depends on the gravity on those planets.
Absolutely, too.
So like the bigger the planets, like the more stuff like they can like pull.
Totally.
So they don't hit us.
So the fact that okay, great point. The fact that Jupiter is its size.
Yeah.
Because it's its size, it has its ring. If it wasn't that big, it wouldn't be able to catch the meteorites coming through and have that type of. It's great. I mean, all these things are like more constants on top of. It's like ridiculous, you know? Yes.
So do you think we should have a
That's a great question.
What did she ask?
She asked me, because I'm a minister, do I have a bias? Well, I think obviously there's always some type of bias associated with anybody. I think I would be prideful if I said I didn't. But for me, I'm not the guy who grew up being the guy who always believed in God. See, if you had asked me, like I said, if you had asked me like 10, 11 years ago, would I be a minister, I would literally would have laughed in your face. Because I was a science guy. That's what I went to school for. I had my diploma hanging in my office at home. Like literally, I was all about science. I took the evolution classes. I took the science, physics, orgo, all these classes. Like so for me, it's not like I'm just seeing this as a religious guy. I'm saying this as a guy that went to an Ivy League institution where they teach you all this stuff. So it's not like, okay, I'm just kind of ignorant because I've never taken a science class. I remember walking into my biology class as a freshman at Cornell, and this guy rolled up and said, this is basically what he did. You guys think you're pretty smart. The tests I make for you in this class are going to be designed to make you make a mistake. The tests I make for you, I'm going to see how smart you really are. Literally, he's basically saying the exams that he would make us to purposely trip us up. They say Cornell is one of the easier IVs to get into and the hardest to stay in. In Harvard, they're like, we'll accept you. It might be tough to accept you, but once you're in, we'll hook you up. So we kind of keep our, side. So what I'm trying to say is that I've been in it. I've seen the science, and I converted guys in Cornell. So it's like, I guess at the end of the day, I've tried to be as objective as I can be, because that's why I can give you the atheist side of things. Because I can say, well, here's what the atheist is going to say. Here's what the philosopher is going to say. So does that help?
Well, what about like you just putting numbers up there on the board?
Oh, you can go set it aside as much as I did. I have the reason why I have these books that I'm bringing in is because I'm showing you I'm not just throwing up numbers on the board. You can take a look at the book just like I can.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about it, I wanted to do this series on this because here's like literally all the notes with all the different bibliography. So if you want, you can go back and set all this stuff out. So for example, he has all the little number 5, number 4, number 3. Like you can go back and set this out.
Do you have any that are not Christian?
Anyway.
Sources that aren't Christian?
These are all, this is all, like, okay, these guys who are, like, for example, this dude, I don't think he's a Christian. Like, this isn't like Christians that are talking a good game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I think the problem is that, was Einstein a Christian?
No.
No. But he believed in God. Darwin wasn't a Christian, but he also believed in God. I mean, Newton, now there are a lot of Bible-believing guys, like Newton, Galileo, Kepler, all these different. I mean, there's so many, like literally, there's so many different scientists that science is based on today that all these guys actually believe in the Bible. So to say that I'm not objective is to say that Newton isn't objective. Because maybe Isaac Newton isn't objective, so we shouldn't pay attention to gravity when he's not. See what I'm saying? I mean, fact is fact. You can't like these numbers I'm talking about. These are the best numbers given by scientists. So it's like, okay, it's not like I'm giving some scripture verses here to say it.
Yeah.
Even though I know what's it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I was wondering where does the anthropic principle come from? Who came up with it?
I believe that's been something that